everybody. How are we doing today? Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Spencer
Walsh. We appreciate you very much for joining us here today, and we got a great show for you. All right, so this is what we got. Trump has hired John Bolton for his third security advisor shakeup, as his third national security advisor as the shakeup continues. Congress has approved a $1.3 trillion spending bill averting a shutdown, and beyond gun control, student marchers aim to upend elections. That's their goal, as the March for Our Lives is this weekend. We'll have a preview of that for you coming up in today's show as well. So yeah, by all accounts, very, very fun show. We are going to have a good show today, hopefully, if it all goes well. All right, so yeah, this is what we got. So President Trump has named John R. Bolton, a hardline former American ambassador to the United Nations, as his third security advisor on Thursday, continuing a shakeup that creates one of the most hawkish national security teams of any in White House in any of the White House in recent history. So yeah, very, very hawkish. Bolton will replace Lieutenant General H.R. McMaster, the battle-tested Army officer who was tapped last year to stabilize a turbulent foreign policy operation, but who really never developed a comfortable relationship with the president. The move, which was sudden but not unexpected, signals a more confrontational approach in American foreign policy at a time when Trump faces mounting challenges, including from Iran and North Korea. The president replaced Secretary of State Rex W. Tillerson last week with CIA Director Mike Pompeo, a former Army officer and Tea Party congressman who has spoken about regime change in Pyongyang and about ripping up the Iran nuclear deal. So Bolton, who is an outspoken advocate of military action and has served in the George W. Bush administration, has called for action against Iran and North Korea. In an interview Thursday with Fox News, soon after his appointment was announced in a presidential tweet, he declined to say whether Trump should go through with the planned meeting with Korea's leader Kim Jong-un, which is a great question, by the way, by Fox News to ask, because this guy's going to have a lot of influence over him. He's going to be in his room, he's going to be talking, and from what I know, he's not an idiot, so there's a very good chance he could be very effective in convincing Trump to do what he wants, and what he wants is a crazy hawkish agenda that is absolutely unlike any other we have seen in American politics. He probably is, from what I can think, maybe one of the most hawkish people in American politics. He said he would not have backed down from the Iraq War. He said that was a very good thing that he did. The only problem is Obama pulled out too soon. That was literally the only problem in the Iraq War. Nothing else. So that is it just shows you he wants to bomb Kim Jong-un. He's for a preemptive strike. And that to me is very worrying. The fact that, I mean, Trump, he doesn't have any real true positions on anything. He doesn't really care about what happens with foreign policy. The only thing he really cares about is whether or not he makes money. And the fact is, they have someone who will be really able to quite easily influence his positions on foreign policy, who, from what I can tell, is pretty effective at speaking, communicating, and getting his ideas across. The fact that someone will be that close to Donald Trump, those kind of ideas, those long-tested, long-held policy beliefs, will be very interesting. So, yeah, General McMaster will retire from the military, ending his career including senior commands in Iraq and Afghanistan, so that's good for him. He did a good service in very unnecessary wars. He had discussed his departure with Trump for several weeks, White House officials said, but decided to speed it up as questions about his status were casting a shadow over his exchanges with foreign officials. So, they're like, dude, do I really want to negotiate with you if you're going to be out the door in two days here? And I do get that. So, unfortunately, why the media have to question his status, and why do we have to speed up his departure? Anyway, we're just gonna get John Bolton, and that is to me very, very worrying news. One of the more worrying things Trump has done to me as president. So, Trump, the White House official said, also wanted to fill out his national security team before meeting with Kim, which is scheduled to occur by the end of May. Mr. Bolton will take office April 9th, has regularly met with Trump to discuss foreign policy, though he has been on the list of candidates for the post since the beginning of the administration. Officials have said Trump has hesitated, in part because of his negative reaction to Mr. Bolton's walrus-style mustache, which is, granted, weird, but when it comes to hiring a national security advisor, that's what we're going with here, right? We are going with his walrus-type mustache, and it just shows you how unqualified and how idiotic this man is. He would not hire someone because they had a walrus-like mustache, and that was interfering with their look. Like, how does he feel when this gets out there? Like, how can anyone's brain go like this? You're going for the job of the president. It's not Celebrity Apprentice White House edition. It's just embarrassing. Like, as a country, to know that he does this kind of stuff and does it with these advisors. To me, it's probably one of the most embarrassing things about him, that Trump, that he hires staff based on their look and appearance. Like, it was one of the main reasons Mitt Romney was considered for Secretary of State, was that he was a big time he was really a big time he was really kind of a big time candidate, and then one of the main reasons why is because he looked like a Secretary of State, quote unquote, out of central casting, which is a little strange. So in his interview on Fox News, Bolton declined to discuss his views on Iran, Russia, and North Korea, though he acknowledged his positions were hardly a mystery after years of writing and speaking. He described the job of National Security Advisor as making sure the bureaucracy did not impede the decisions of the president. So, yeah, or him, who will probably be very much in the president's ear, talking to him all the time, saying, "Oh yeah, when are you gonna go bomb, preemptive strike that could endanger all the lives of Americans, South Koreans, North Koreans, Japanese? When are you gonna do that? When are you gonna go do that preemptive strike in North Korea?" I'm serious. He's a big time opponent, a big time supporter of preemptive strike in North Korea. That's what he wants to do. I am 1,000,000,000% serious here. So anyway, officials said that General McMaster's departure was a mutual decision and amicable, with little of the recrimination that marked Tillerson's exit. They said it was not related to a leak on Tuesday of briefing materials from Trump's phone call with Vladimir V. Putin, which infuriated the president and did not help General McMaster's case. Bolton complained on Fox News that a munchkin in the executive branch was responsible for the leak and called it completely unacceptable. He was just not one of the fan. Not a big fan of that. So Trump issued a statement. H.R. McMaster has served his country with distinction for more than 30 years. He has won many battles, and his bravery and toughness are legendary. General McMaster's leadership of the National Security Council staff has helped America accomplish great things to bolster America's national security. Has helped my administration accomplish great things to bolster America's national security, that is. So, yeah, he is out of there. General McMaster said in a telephone interview on Thursday that his departure had been in discussion for weeks. Really, the only way that had been left open, the only issue that had been left open is the timing. He would have preferred to stay in the West Wing until the summer, but the timing was dictated by what was best for him and the country, he said, referring to the president. So yeah, seems all right there. Yeah, it seemed like everyone parted in a nice, friendly, happy, amicable way there, at least. So, White House officials said the Army sounded out John McMaster, who was a 3-star general, about the 4-star commands after he left the White House, but he declined them. Defense Secretary Jim Mattis had a contentious relationship with General McMaster. It was not clear what role he played. Democrats greeted this news sensibly, as I did, with deep alarm. The person who will be the first out of the Oval Office on national security matters passionately believes the U.S. should launch a preemptive war against Iran and North Korea with no authorization from Congress. My God, said Senator Chris Murphy of Connecticut, and that's my reaction too. Republicans, and they were pretty happy about that. So Lindsey Graham, one of the most pro-war candidates in Congress, says selecting John Bolton as the national security advisor is good news for America's allies and bad news for America's enemies. Or it's actually awful news for their allies because they're going to get bombed and collateral damage from the strike. It's very possible that in some way, it may be Iran. Maybe if you bomb Iran, something tells me Israel is going to maybe drawn into it too. It's very possible. And if you bomb North Korea, you don't think North Korea is going to immediately launch a preemptive or retaliative strike on South Korea or Japan or maybe even obviously the United States or Guam? I mean, that's the worrying thing here. And it's even so, it's going to kill millions of North Koreans. So it's either way, it's awful, awful news for allies, and it's really quite awful, frankly, because like who knows? Who the hell knows what who the hell knows what he's going to tell Trump to do? He Trump doesn't really have a mind of his own, so pretty much whatever this guy John Bolton says, he will most likely listen to. And the fact is that is very, very worrying, and I do not like to see that. I do not like to see that take place whatsoever. It just disturbs me. All right, so yeah. Republicans, they expressed satisfaction and inside the National Security Council Thursday night. One person described the mood as somber, with our offices largely empty by 9 p.m. Usually unusually early for an agency that has a around-the-clock work schedule, so they're already very excited. General McMaster struggled for months to impose order on not only a fractious national security team, but on a president who resisted the sort of discipline customary in the military. Why? Because he is a crazy man. Donald Trump is, that's to say the least. And so, H.R. McMaster, you tried, and with John Bolton here, Americans, they don't just have to stay. Americans, not just liberals, have to stay vigilant. We need to watch what this guy's doing, and because it could be very, very dangerous. This is the Spencer Walsh Radio Network. Your show will return in just 4 minutes.
Pendo on the beat.